Hello. In my last video about the Lumix GM1, I expressed some hesitations concerning the size. While it's a very small camera, once you add the lens, it becomes sort of thick and it's not quite a pocket camera compared to other cameras that are thinner. I specifically, as an example, quoted the Sony RX100 that is basically the same size if you put them side by side, but with the lens on the Lumix, it's a lot thicker. Actually, the body itself is thinner, but with the lens, it does not fit in your pocket. Now, there might in fact be an option, and I've watched videos and seen reviews about it. The opinions are not all the same or not all positive, but I wanted to give it a try to see if I could find a solution to make this otherwise very good camera. The image quality is fantastic. The form factor is good as far as the body is concerned. A chance to, well, be used more frequently in an easier way, and in a way that, in my opinion, a camera as small as this one was probably meant to be used as an everyday carry camera, a camera that you have on you all the time, which does not actually work with the lenses that you can get with it. And this solution I found, or I think I found, is this one. So the solution would be the Olympus. It's not Panasonic, but it's still micro four thirds, so it fits perfectly. Body cap lens. The body cap lens is a very small, very thin lens. It emulates the size, the form factor of a body cap, and it actually is not far from that. But it's at the same time a 15 millimeter lens with a fixed aperture of f8.0. That's a 30 millimeter equivalent, which is very close to 28, somewhere between 28 and 35. So a good focal length for everyday carry, a good focal length for street photography and spontaneous photography. The question we will have to define or answer is, can something this small, and I will right now show you how small it exactly is, give an image quality that is sufficient to work for you, and at the same time, is it something that can really, that doesn't mess up the whole system in a way that it gives you quality that is so low that you will just not be happy, and it's a waste to have a camera like this with a decent sensor and everything, because it would result in pictures that are absolutely not good enough. So this is the body cap lens. It's small. It's very small. If you look at it like this, you have the impression that the lens cap is thicker than the lens itself. And in fact, if you take it off, you will see that it's really, really, really thin. And it's really a tiny lens. Now we'll see how it's structured. It's a 3-element lens. It has, I think as it was planned, it has 2 positions for focus. It has the infinity position that goes from about, well, 0.30 meters to infinity, and then it has this close focus area. Focusing it like this is possible, but it's pretty much useless, because unless you're on the really close side, everything will be in focus. And then you have the position closed, where a little leaf goes over the lens itself, and it really ends up being a body cap, so you don't have to carry around another lens cap to protect it. Now we put it onto the camera, and you will see that all of a sudden, even though the GM1 has this little ring in front that it's not, so the body is not flush on this side. But if you put on the body cap lens, it's a whole different story. This is really, really thin. And then all of a sudden, we're actually thinner, for example, than the RX100. So, is this a lens or is this a body cap? The price is really low. I mean, it depends on where you are, but it's here in Europe, it's around 70 euros. I've heard that in the US it's around like $50. So it's if I look at other brands, other manufacturers, if I want to get a lens cap for my Leica, that's going to be like $50. So and there's no lens in that. It's just a lens cap. So using it should be really easy, and I've given it a try, and I will show you some sample images at the end of this video. And I have to say, some people say, you know, if you use art filters that kind of distract from the actual quality, image quality, make a picture very punchy, very contrasty, you can use it very well. To be quite honest, I think that even using it quite normally, the results are really good. It's relatively sharp. On the edges, it might fall off a little bit, but that's not too much of an issue for most of my pictures, or the ones that I would take spontaneously with this one. If you want to take a landscape picture, then, or a portrait, then I will probably go for another lens. But as far as like everyday carry is concerned, this would seem like a very, very decent solution, and it makes the camera fully, totally pocketable. I will show you some samples. I will still have to work out a few details, because since the lens does not communicate with the camera at all, it doesn't have any contacts on this side. It's plastic, by the way. I mean, it's not you know, it's a very, very cheap thing. We can say that, and in fact, probably the 50 euros you pay give the manufacturer a huge margin. But that's not the point, you know. They want to earn money, and that's legitimate. So the image quality that you get out of this is decent, is good enough, as long as you have enough light. Because with the 8.0 aperture, that is the maximum aperture, the ISO will be bumped up very, very quickly if you take shots indoors or something like that, and that kind of messes up everything. But if you're outside, want to take regular photos, spontaneous photos, this is a very, very good solution, or I think it's a very good solution. I will have to work a little bit on the settings, because in some settings it just, you know, doesn't work, or goes up on the ISO very fast, or even doesn't expose correctly by itself, you know. So I will have to find out some more details. I will keep you posted on this. This is a good try for me to make this camera, well, more usable in terms of my personal preferences of use. This may be an option. I'll keep you posted on that. So have a look at the sample pictures. I took some in normal conditions. I took some with the art filters. Judge for yourself, and if you're interested, you should really get this as an option for your GM1. Thank you very much, and see you soon on my channel.